What's up, YouTube family? Gerald Greenlee here with Clean Green Lawn Service in beautiful, hot, steamy South Georgia. Man, we got a little bit of rain last night, which is a good thing. It's Saturday here. I guess in this video, I'll probably go up on Sunday. But here's what I want to talk about. And I don't have but 11% on my GoPro, so I'm going to have to be quick. The mower that built my business. Now look at that. The backyard looks good too, but I would have to go to the other end of it for you to be able to see the stripes because of the way the sun is. A lot of things build businesses. I know Mike Andes has been doing a series on proving that systems build business. Well, you need systems. You also need people. You also need equipment. And if you're going to work out in this, you need water. But anyway, y'all know my old workhorse is semi-retired. I showed you those stripes in the front yard because this is what I've been running this morning. 2020 Hustler X1. Now, this thing has 1,350.7 hours. It's got the Kawasaki FX850V. You can go back and look at some of my other videos. Maybe I'll put a card up here somewhere if you want to see. I think I did a 11 or 1,200 hour review or something like that on it. It's a solid machine. Now, if I had it to do over what I bought this, I put in the video, probably not. Probably would have got a Super Z. Just because of the better hydros, better engine options, all that kind of stuff at the time. However, I would be nowhere close to where I am today business-wise had it not been for this machine. When I bought this machine, it changed the business. Man, nice suspension seat, good ride, 60-inch deck, enough power to do what we need to do. We put it in situations where it didn't have enough. But you got to think, I came off of a 24-inch Raptor SD with like the 23.5 horsepower Kawasaki 54-inch deck. Did not like cutting Bahia at all. Held 3 gallons of fuel. I had to carry a 5-gallon fuel jug around with me. And properties that were taking me, you know, probably 2.5 hours to cut, an hour and a half on this, and I was gone. You know, I mean, it so radically made a difference. I can't overstate really the difference that it made in the business. And so I'm, you know, I love this mower. Now, there's some things, if you go back and watch video on the review, there's some things I don't like about it. The hydros are not great. They're great compared to the Raptor, but fall really short compared to the Super Z. That 07 Super Z I got, the hydros are so tight on it. Now, the 07 Super Z, which is out there on the trailer, actually has about the same amount of hours on it as this does. The 07 Super Z up until 2021 was a residential mower. A family from the church had it, blew up the engine on it. I offered to buy it. They gave me the machine, and I spent about $3 grand putting a new motor, some new pulleys and belts and throttle cable and all that kind of stuff on it just to get it up and going. Since I've had it, we put about 500 hours on it. So it had 800 hours when I got it, and that it was, you know, like 15 years old. So they were only putting, you know, like 50 hours a year on it or something like that. But this bad boy right here, it changed everything for me. I mean, it gave me the ability to go to bigger properties. When I first started, well, I'll give you an example. I don't know if y'all remember the 6-acre behemoth that we used to cut. I called it the behemoth. The first time I cut it on the Raptor, and I was there. Let me go turn that compressor off. All right, as I was saying, on that I think it's actually like 6.5 acres now. Let me get up here and sit on my cushion seat and talk. Yeah, man. It took me 4.5 hours with the Raptor. Now that's to cut, to string trim. That's, you know, that's doing everything on it. And the next time I went, I don't know if it was the next time I went back, but when I went back with this machine, I think it was taking me by myself, seems like somewhere in the neighborhood of about 2 hours and 45 minutes. Now that's the same property, the same amount of revenue. 4.5 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes. I didn't double productivity, but I was doing, with this machine, I could do at least 1.5 times as much with it. So, you know, while I did 3 acres on the Raptor, I could do 4.5 acres on the X1. So, you know, if you're just saying, I mean, if you figure up an acreage and it's $60 an acre, well, you know, you do the math. It's you either doing $180 in that time period, say on 3 acres. Say 3 acres in 2 hours, you're doing $180, or you doing you know, 4.5 acres, which would be $270, something like that, in that same amount of time. So it makes a difference. Now your overhead's more, because with this machine, first you got the cost of it. It costs more, you know. Probably gonna run longer, so per hour usage is probably not that much higher. It's gonna burn more fuel. You know, the spindles and all that kind of stuff, much more expensive for a piece of equipment like this. But just curious, I tell you what started this. I'm one of those people, you know, I don't get rid of a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, anything like this mower has a little bit of sentimental value to me, because I realized that I would not be today where I am had it not been for this machine. But I'm also wise enough to know that there are other machines that are going to replace this machine, that's going to make the days ahead even better, you know. And so machines like the Super S and machines like the new Super Z, those are going to be the machines that are going to carry the business probably for the next couple of years. And you know, this X1 will just kind of tucked away and kind of forgotten about. So here's the deal. I got it in one of my videos last week. I was driving out across the yard here, and I was looking under here where this is parked. I just been keeping it up here at the house. And I said, man, the old X1 looks lonely out there, you know, and it does. It's like, you know, and I know this thing, you know, is not a living creature, but it's kind of like this thing for 3 years has ran with the pack. For 3 years, this has been the thing that you jump on to make the money and to get the job done, you know, and now all of a sudden it's parked. It's sitting here. Now, I know it can't. This is just imagination, I guess. But it's almost like as the trailer pulls out, it's like, hey, y'all left me behind, you know, that kind of thing. So I was thinking about that, and I just got to thinking about it. I said, you know, the X1 has even taken a back seat to the 07 Super Z. I mean, it's kind of been pushed to the bottom of the pack. Now the Skag, you know, the X1 definitely cuts more grass than the Skag. The Skag mainly stays on a trailer because it's a stand-on unit. And the stand-on units help us on the bigger properties to ride around, blow stuff off. It's just easier. So here you have the workhorse that built the business, and now it just sits by idly while everything else, you know, moves on and goes out and makes money. So anyway, as silly as it might seem, I just did the video kind of in honor, if you will, of what this machine has done. Because there's no doubt in my mind, if I didn't buy this, or if I didn't buy something like this, if I would have stayed with the Raptor and even got another Raptor, or got a whole, 2 trailers full of Raptors, I would be doing 2/3 of what I'm doing now, if that. Because I really don't think that Raptor, it was a good machine. And I'm not knocking it, because it's the machine that started my business, and so I did end up selling it when I bought the Stander. I kind of wish I'd have kept it in a way. But anyway, it's the machine that started the business. This is the machine that built the business. And the machines I have now, hopefully, will be the ones that continue the business, so to speak. So anyway, just want to put that out there. And really throw it out for some food for thought. Can you think back, for the guys that are in lawn care, or if you're in construction, really any kind of service business, or any business in general, can you remember back, maybe it's been 2 years ago, maybe it's been 25 years ago, something that just changed your business? I mean, maybe it's, maybe you got a new truck, and you were able to go further out and work in different places. Maybe you went from working out of a toolbox on a truck to an enclosed trailer, and all of a sudden you got everything you need with you, and it just increased your productivity, it drove up your revenue, and it just made life so much easier. I don't know, maybe it was switching a tool brand. Maybe you've been using one brand and you always had trouble with them, and batteries didn't last, or something like that, and you switched over to something else, and now you just got that peace of mind every time you pick up that tool. It's going to work. Sometimes it's a person that changes your business. I did a video back probably 6 months ago, and if I think about it, I'll link it up here. I'll put a card up here for it. It was something like the customer who changed my business, or the customer who made my business, or something like that. But it was basically, I was cutting $50 yards, and a lady had me come bid on a project, and I think it ended up being like $1,200 or $1,300, and it was doing stuff I had never done before in my life. Like putting down pine straw and trimming a massive amount of hedges and stuff. I'd never done that before in my life. And she gave me the opportunity to do it. She was very satisfied. I had a big payday, and it gave me the confidence to say, I can do big projects. And so, here we are now, 5 years later, and we got businesses where we do the lawn, the landscape, the mulch jobs. And I know we're not big, but we come a long ways, and a lot of that had to do with that customer. So just think back to things. Maybe love to hear your story. Drop it down in the comments. Hey, appreciate you taking time to watch the video. And my prayer for you is always the same, that the Lord might richly bless you, and that you might see all of your blessings as from Him. Hope you have a great day.